the comfortable one, the one that we raced first, and from 1981 really. Basically an RD bottom end with a TZ top end on it. The two bikes between them hold all the world and British national records for the quarter mile, the kilo and the mile at standing start distances and flying start. And not only have they done that, but we've done it with 250, 350 and 500cc just by changing the top end. The ultimate dream for that one is to get a 600cc Banshee engine and go for the 750 records, which is a future product if we can get the cash together. These events that we run all around the country, sprinting, very cheap to get into, very easy to get into. You can race anything at all, from a wheelbarrow to this sort of thing. It doesn't really matter.
Absolutely. It's absolutely wonderful. I'm delighted you've come, Trevor. These bikes are just a work of art, and they're man-made. Then it's not a factory doing it. They're all your own ideas in a shed during the winter, and then you come out and you break all the world records. Brilliant, mate.
Yeah, I can recommend building something like this, because what you do is you get a shed in your garden, you get a radio in there and a kettle, and then you hibernate when Emmerdale and Coronation Street's on, lock yourself away, and when you come out in the spring, this is what you've got.
Brilliant, mate. Can we hear it running, please? Gentlemen, how good is that? Thank you, Trevor. It's great to have you here, mate. Lovely. Right, we're moving on. The good things never stop coming here at Stafford, and the next thing we've got Ferry Brewer's wonderful Yamaha. This is a 4-cylinder, 4-stroke, this one. Is Ferry around to tell us about it? Hi. Oh, it's Paddy. Okay, shall we strike it up first, and then right now this is just one of the bikes that Ferry's taking to the Isle of Man this year, and our classic racer editor will be riding it. It's not one that Yamaha actually produced. I think it's a special that Ferry came up with. Is that right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Dean says that's what it is. And you're riding for him as well, Dean. This is Dean Want.
Yeah, I'm actually riding a Martini Airwood bike.
So are you going to be dressed in the regalia of Mike Aylward then? Dean Want regalia. Righto. Well, it's absolutely one. Do you know anything else about this thing? Because it's a great bike.
Yep, yeah, actually, I was planning to build a proper RD56, right. But then, way things went, they ended up just putting this engine in. Did put air-cooled cylinders and air-cooled head, but it kept having problems with temperature, so we water-cooled it.
Okay. Absolutely wonderful. Right, can we hear it then, gentlemen? Thank you very much. Chris, all the way from Holland. A big thank you to Chris and Perry Brewer and all the team. Chris, wonderful mate. Thank you very much indeed. And now you'll actually be able to see that and hear that going around the Isle of Man in August. I said September yesterday, we got a right bollocking from everybody. Right, here we go. So, I should think so as well. Right, Steve Ledger and his TZ Yamaha. Where have we gone? Where's Steve? Ah, good man. I've got a lot of time for this bike. I think it's absolutely lovely. It takes you back to Dave Potter's days, and he was a great rider. And anybody who witnessed him riding will know how hard he rode. And was this the actual bike he rode? And Ted Broad prepared.
Please return
Ted Broad prepared.
M1. That's Gary
Basically,
stand M1.
the bikes
Thank you.
Ted Broad basically built most of his bikes in spares. The reason for that is, Mitsui wouldn't allow them really to alter the standard bike, so if he built a bike from spares, then he could spec it whichever way he wanted. Absolutely.
So is this a 700 or a 750?
No, this is 750. It's as you said, it's the bike which Dave Potter rode to the British Superbike Championship in 1980 and was leading the championship in 1981 on this particular bike. He scored, I think it was 18 international podiums, 12 international wins. He beat Sheen, you name it, he beats everybody on this. Fantastic thing.
And there was very few people could actually ride these without actually chucking them into the hedge. They took a bit of riding, in fairness, and Dave Potter was one of those that actually conquered them.
He certainly did. I actually spoke to somebody yesterday who rode for Ted as well after Dave. And I think basically Ted took the 750s off him and said 350s only for you. He destroyed so many of them. So. But yeah, they're a bit of a tough bike to ride. But I've ridden 750Bs and stuff, the earlier ones, and they're good fun. I'm actually riding this one at Festival 1000 Bikes, so I'm looking forward to that. I do have to say that I don't own the bike. Right. It's owned by the Broad family still, Chris Broad, and I basically work on it for him. So.
Brilliant, because this bikes and bikes like this, the 700, actually changed the face of road racing completely, because there was Norton engine, this, that and the other, there was BSAs and Triumphs, but mainly the Gus Coombe Nortons were the thing to have, the Sealy Nortons, and then this just changed it completely.
That's Michael Fox.
It certainly did. I mean, Dave Potter actually rode for Gus Coombe, and he won the 750 champion in 1971 on a Gus Coombe, on a Sealy Norton. I don't know if it's Gus Coombe or not, but he rode in endurance events for Gus as well. So he did it. That's where he started life. In actual fact, I think he started racing at BSA Gold Star initially, and then moved on to a Triton, and then just moved up and up and up. And
yeah, it was a good team. The Gus, I mean, we're getting away from this a little bit, but the Gus Coombe team, Vincent Davey ran the team. It was a good team.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Tremendous success with for those bikes, what they were. Yeah.
That's right. Okay, can we hear it going, sir? Thank you very much. Good luck. We're trying to get into neutral, by the way. Nightmare. Thank you, sir. Brilliant. Thank you for bringing it. What a great piece of British racing history that bike is. It's absolutely wonderful. And we move on to another one. See? this one's a very, very famous bike. Mike West is here, and he's, I don't know where the other bike, the David Jeffries bike, whereabouts is that? It's over there, by the van. Okay. So if anybody, sadly it's the 10th anniversary of David Jeffries' demise at the Isle of Man. And his very bike is over there. So if you want to go and have a look at David Jeffries' bike, Mike will gladly show you around it. But what he's brought today, talk us through this one.
Okay, in October, incidentally, David's bike will be on exhibition at the TT for the whole fortnight. I brought David's bike to the October Stafford show here in October on the TT stand. I brought it on the TT stand, as I said, and lo and behold, I saw this bike. And Kevin was there from the Real Road Race Club, the newly formed club. I said to him, "Whose is that then, Kev?" He said, "Well, actually," he said, "it's the first contract bike for HRC that James Toseland had when he was 17. And it was he rode it in 1997 and 98 in World Supersport. And he said it's come from the Minion brothers at Derby. And he said the reason it's in this colour is that they got it off of Dave Hockin, who Neil Tuxworth took over from. And when he left, he had Fogarty's RC45 and Slight's RC45 and this. When he got married, obviously his wife wanted a big wedding, so he had to get shot or something. So he got rid of, I think it was Aaron Slight's bike and this, and the Minion brothers bought it. They put it in their shop window for 6 months in Derby, and it spent 8 years in the basement.
Oh, right.
And the reason it's two-coloured is because it's obviously been covered in a cover for 8 years, and the reason it's light on the bottom because James crashed at Assen, broke his ankles, and had to have a new belly pan put on it. Well, I said to Kevin, yeah, that's really nice, what are they going to do with it? He said, well, actually they said don't bring it back, you can buy it. Kev said, well, I don't want to bloody buy it, I've just bought a Yamaha for the TT. And I brought some money with me to spend in the auction. And I said, well, would they sell it to me? He said, well, ring them up. I'll ring them up. Anyway, he rang them up. They said, make an offer. So I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give them pounds. And he said, give me 10 minutes. Within 3 minutes, the boys got back and said, give us a deposit, come and pick it up next week. I said, better than that, mate, here's the bloody money now. I'm taking the bike home with me when I take David's bike.
You know what you're getting, don't you?
I know, because I thought if they take that away, there's no way I'm getting that bike. So, the only catch with it was in the early days, this is the first 2 seasons of World Supersport. At the end of each season, HRC insisted that the looms were taken off of the bike so that they could take it back to Japan and download all the info. So when I got it, it had no loom and no solenoid. So 3 days ago, we got it going. But I must say it's a bit like my wife, it's very temperamental, so I can't guarantee that it'll start, but you know, hopefully it will.
Well, thank you very much for bringing it along, mate. It's brilliant. Well, if you like to... Which one? Oh, you're going to have a go? Oh, that's brilliant. That's lovely, mate. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Toseland's actual machine, and a lot of the stuff that actually ended up at Louth at Neil Tuxworth's hands, the Honda Racing Corporation bikes, I can guarantee that a lot of them were crushed, because I actually took Neil with a lorry, and we took a whole load of stuff, and they were all, what a shame, but they crushed the lot. Woof. And that's so honoured to own these. That's right. Good. Right, thank you very much indeed. Now we're going to have try something a little bit different this time because we are running short of time. We're going to, anybody that in here that wants to strike the bikes up, let's have them, and we'll have them now if we may. And we'll take it from there. Now do protect your ears, but this is just like the paddocks of old. Starting off here is the wonderful Jap Special.
This is a 1936, right? 350, short stroke crank. It's done a standing quarter mile in 13.26 seconds at 96 miles an hour. And it's refuted to rev to 9,000 revs.
A big round of applause. All of our people have brought these wonderful machinery and have talked so fluently about them. Absolutely brilliant. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you have. And it leaves us only to say good night to you all and have a safe journey home. We'll see you back here in October. We're off up to Lanark in May. We're at Newark in June. A new one in Kent in September. Back here in October. So we look forward to seeing you all. Thank you.